good morning, afternoon, or evening, as the case may be, in your part of the world. For those of you who don't know me, I'm ZenArcher. Man, what a day. And I have to honestly, pay my respects to Paul Renetto over at YouTube. You know, the guy is a marketing genius, and I am amazed every day by the marketing that he does, and I've been taken in by a lot of the marketing. Early on, when his Vloggerhead thing started, and hell, back when they were talking about the Metropolis even, him and I had conversations on the telephone and things like that. But when Vloggerheads was really ready to go, when he brought Greg Solomon and Reality Bites and all of those people in, boy, he really sold me. He really had me sold. He told me that it was going to be a place where we would own the community. We would all be a part of that community, and the community would be controlled by the community. That our voices would matter. And man, that was great. That was exactly the kind of thing that I wanted to hear. And haters, forget about haters. This is a new Eden. There's not going to be haters. We're not going to have fighting and bullying and that kind of thing. Copyright issues won't be an issue because we'll stay on top of that, and we'll help educate those people who have never vlogged before and help them learn how to vlog. And the guy was amazing. He marketed this to me so well, and he got to me in the perfect way. He appealed to my ego and to my greed, and he told me the things that I wanted to hear. He left them cloudy enough where if it wasn't exactly so, he'd say, well, that's coming. And I bought into it, and I went over there, boy, and I put my heart and soul and just everything I had in helping keep an enthusiasm up, and I was really sold on it. I really believed in the site and in what I was told that the site was, and I still believe that a site like that can exist. And I did videos over here at YouTube for Vloggerheads, and I was honest in all of them. Even the vlog that I did that was saying some negative things about Vloggerheads, which I took some heat for, but even that video, in the comments, I still believed in Vloggerheads and what it was doing. But the Vloggerheads that I told you about then and the Vloggerheads that's there today are different. Now, Paul's still doing the same old song and dance and telling you that it's a lot safer and it's a lot better than YouTube and it's a family and a wholesome place. But none of that is true. That's all marketing. And it amazes me that he will say it with a straight face, and people will buy it, and they'll go sign up. But let me suggest this to you: instead of believing the marketing and the hype and the things that you're being told by Paul, by someone who has a vested interest in the site, go over and look yourself. The site is open to the public. Anybody can go in there and look around and see what's going on. Spend a few days looking around and look at who's fighting with who's bullying who. What members are there? The Michael Skihan is there, and let's see, Casey Nunes was there, but Casey was removed from the site for breaking their blocking rule. Because see, there is no blocking. There is no blocking at Vloggerheads. You have to tell somebody to stay off your channel, then you have to tell the admin to tell them to stay off your channel to make it official, and then you just wait and see if they're going to respect your wishes. If they don't, then you go to the admins and say, hey, they commented on my channel, and then the admins will try to make nice, and if they can't, then they will go ahead and kick that person off the website. But that's the way that they do it at Vloggerheads, because there is no block function. You can block somebody's private mail, but you can't block them any other way. Unless you set everything to view by friends only. But then people who might want to get to know you based on your videos won't get to see your videos. So that doesn't work. Your embedding doesn't work at Vloggerheads. it does work. You can embed stuff from Vloggerheads, but any video that is available to the public is available to the entire public, including those people who are outside, who are not members, who are not controlled by the rules or the guidelines of Vloggerheads. So they're up for grabs. Anybody can embed them, and you can do nothing about that. You can't set it so that a video you do can't be embedded. It's just not possible. But they threw those concerns out when they were advertising through television, and then opened it up so that you guys could come in and take a look, because they need you bodies, and they need advertisers and sponsors. So they did that. Then Paul, put together a nice video with his family on the couch, and use that kind of psychology that was supposed to make you feel like it was a loving place and stuff like that. The guy is a marketing genius, and the balls. I mean, he comes over to YouTube, where he's a partner, and he takes their money, YouTube's money, while he's pimping his own website. Isn't that beautiful? That he can put together a website that, at this point, for all means and purposes, is another YouTube. You have copyrighted material. You don't have girls dancing in thongs on a daily show, but you do have full frontal nudity. Some of that put up by the mods themselves. So there's copyrighted material. There's full frontal nudity, bum fights, shock videos, whatever you want. It's over there at Vloggerheads. And there's no age constraints on it, so that you kids can come on over, because even if you can't get into Vloggerheads because it's 18 and over, you can still watch everything from outside, because there's no rules there, and there's nothing that makes sure that you're of any certain age to look at the stuff that's on Vloggerheads. So just don't be a member, and you can watch anything that you want to watch. See how that works? And there's the spoof accounts. What do they call them? Sock accounts. There's sock accounts there, and so it's not any different. It really is not any different than YouTube is. It really isn't. But there's a lot of people there, and there's a lot of people here who are being sold a lot of goods and being told that it is, in order to start this site, because this is only an experiment. Vloggerheads is only an experiment. If you have any doubts about that, look up the videos of Kennergy, look up the videos of Tom, and look up the videos of Renetto, and they all say, at one video or another, they all say this is an experiment. The experiment is to see if they can put together a social network and sell and market it to you. And I have to hand it to Paul. Paul is doing an excellent job of marketing. He is coming over here to YouTube, where he got his start, where the community developed, where the community matured, and he's selling you. He's trashing YouTube. He's telling you all the things that YouTube doesn't give you, and then he's telling you that Vloggerheads will protect you from that and will give you that. It's not true, but he's selling that to you, and you're buying it. And you're buying it. How do I know this? I know this from a number of telephone calls with Paul Robinette on the telephone, because you don't have telephone calls any place except on the telephone. And I know this because currently, right now, I am a member of Vloggerheads. Now, I am a member of Vloggerheads who has decided not to be a yes man, and who has risen some issues with Vloggerheads and with the marketing of Vloggerheads. And so I am somebody, in all honesty and for full disclosure, I'm somebody to which Paul has issued a threat that if I continue to instill distrust in him or his character or Vloggerheads, that he will talk some truth of his own to you and tell you all about ZenArcher. Well, first of all, I don't sit real good with threats, and secondly, I don't think there's anything I have to hide. I'm not one of the really popular people here at YouTube. I mean, I've got like 5,000 subscribers. By the way, you guys could do something about that. Just hit that subscribe button. But I've only got about 5,000 subscribers, not even that many. So I'm not really anybody here at YouTube. I'm 52 years old and I take care of my mother, which means I'm at the house 24/7, which means I'm on the computer an awful lot. I live in the Cleveland area, a suburb of Cleveland. What else is there to say about ZenArcher? Seriously. Oh, where does my money come from? I get paid for taking care of my mother through her insurance company, and I've got a few small businesses online. They bring in a little bit of money here and there sometimes. Sometimes they do really, really well. Sometimes they don't do so well. So it's feast or famine. But that money, that revenue coming in, along with what I get from Mom's insurance company, allows me to pay half of the bills. She pays half of the bills, and we've got food on our table and clothes on our back, and I don't have to work very hard. I mean, other than taking care of Mom, I really don't have to work hard at all. I sit here at my desk, and I'm a happy guy. That's plenty for me. Enough is enough for me. But Paul apparently thinks that he has some earth-shattering truth about ZenArcher that you should know about, and so I'm welcoming him to go ahead and say that, because I'm nobody's yes man, and until the site starts to be what you're marketing, until that kind of thing actually comes to pass, I don't count on being a yes man. I do wish you guys the best, and I do think the potential is there for it to be a community that supports vloggers, that is for blogging. But right now it's not. You know, I mean, there's music videos, there's animations, there's all kinds of other stuff there, not just vlogs. There isn't a lot of help going on for vloggers about camera settings and things like that. It's not a support site for vloggers, and it's not a community that is directed by the vloggers. It's a community that is directed by what marketing to do next in order to make the site a success. A site that, let me remind you, is only an experiment on the Ning platform. So I gotta hand it to him. A hell of a nice job of marketing something that I'm amazed is marketable at all at this point. At any rate, hats off to you, Paul. Hats off to you. You're doing a hell of a job. Until next time, you be well. This is ZenArcher. You know, I was just listening to the video that I did, and I realized that I left something out. What I left out is this last video that Paul put out over at YouTube. That is also amazing marketing. He took a blogger that I hadn't met before, Jeremy, who is a really nice guy and a hell of a blogger. And made him his brother, and came over here and did this video. And he coordinated efforts between Vloggerheads. He got the people who are at Vloggerheads. There's about 1,200 people there. That's all, just about 1,200. He did a video there explaining to them what he was doing here to get them to come over and participate. He said, now you don't have to, but to get them to come over here and participate and help sell you on the idea. He rallied the forces at Vloggerheads to come over here and put this marketing video up at YouTube. The whole time collecting a check from YouTube. I mean, look, that's cutting edge. That's ballsy. It's you know, it's the way that things are done on the web. I mean, you know, there are people that correlate efforts through email, stick cam, through a lot of ways, and spam their videos up to the most discussed list so that they'll get seen and stuff like that. But I mean, what genius to go to Vloggerheads, which is where they're trying to get more people, to rally those people together and get them to come over here and help him sell Vloggerheads to you. That's marketing genius, isn't it? That's marketing genius.